Okay, let's go.
Okay. We're just going to go ahead and address the fact that we have a new name. And we're unapologetic about it.
Welcome to the Unapologetic era. We have now been, this is our third name.
But third time's a charm.
We are, fingers crossed, third time's the charm. We this is 2 strikes in. So fingers crossed this will not be our third strike before we get
marriages, so
banned. Hey, well, don't say third time's
everyone
the charm.
tells me third time's a charm, but I
Don't get married. I think your actually rate of divorce by your third time is 80%. So
don't you think it should go down since I'm getting closer to death?
no. And now I think your divorce rate on your second time is like 62% now. It used to be 50.
I saw that coming.
So, all right. Fingers crossed. Third name, third time.
Unapologetic era.
Unapologetic era.
I don't think I'm going to get out of this era either.
I feel you. I don't know if it's a cross between perimenopausal point.
Not admitting to that.
I can. I'm a little older than you, so it's okay. It's okay. I think my aggression of this time and point is I think it's settling in that might be why.
I thought that's why I was so hot earlier.
We live in Louisiana.
Yeah. Speaking of 40-year-olds and being older, my comment that I made last time on our last episode about 40-year-olds suck has made quite a rise. Here's the interesting thing about it. The women are on board. They absolutely agree with me. All ages. All of them. And the men are acting exactly why I said what I said.
What are they saying?
They're just whiny. They're like, well, why are you saying that? What happened to you? You, look what you're doing. You're doing it. You're doing it.
The proof is in the pudding.
Yeah, because the 28-year-olds are not chiming in.
Actions speak louder than words.
They weren't even chiming in like high five, see, she likes me more than you. It's not like that. They just don't care. They're unapologetic.
There's zero effort putting into even
that. Look, here's the thing with the reason why I said what I said. They tend to, and I am going to wrap it into a whole because it's the majority. They tend to be lazy and resentful. Lazy and resentful. And go ahead, say that 40-year-old women and over are also lazy and resentful. That's fine. But look at me and look at you.
What do you think the difference is?
What
What were the comments from a woman? Let's start there. What were the women saying? Or were there any comments of the women?
No women. That's what I'm saying. You can go look at it. All of the likes, loves, and laughs are women. I don't think there is one. There might be a guy that I overlooked, and there might be ones going and liking right now out of spite. But all of them are women, and every one of the comments is a man. And let me also say this. I said 40 because I consider myself 40, even though I'm 42. I should have said 35 and up because something happens to a man at 35. And look, this goes both ways. It's one extreme or the other. They either decide, I'm not going to become old and, fugly, and go this extreme, like I'm going to own a midlife crisis kind of direction, or they go, I have completely given up. I tend to only attract the completely given up ones, I guess.
I don't even know which direction to go in. There's so many.
What do you mean?
Well, first you got physiologically, let's look at this. A man's fully man-developed brain is at 26, right? Which some studies go even higher than that if we're looking at that, right?
What if they've been hit in the head a bunch of times? So?
We'll say 35 then. 35 then. And that's where they're at. So is it the same perspective that women are having and they're hitting that age bracket and they're hitting a brick wall and they're like, I'm just giving up because this is what's out there?
I do think they're tired, and I get that. Most of them are divorced, which I am not knocking, obviously. But I think that's where the tiredness comes from. Instead of being re-energized, it seems that they're just like, you owe me because I've already put the effort in somewhere else. I'm sorry. I would like some effort. And effort's not much. We're talking like oh gosh, it's all day long, every day. You want to go out? You want to get? Let's say I said yes, because I always say no. Let's say I said yes to one of these people that asked me out. That's as far as it goes. They are not going to follow through with a Tuesday night, 7 o'clock. We're going to Outback.
That's all he asked for. That's what I was about to say. Just
They
like,
just go, let's go out. And then if I said yes, now I'm going to be disappointed because you're not going to follow through. Oh, but by the way, a month from now, you're going to say, you didn't want to talk to me. Really? Like, when do y'all act like men? Like, just, come on, let me be a lady. Let me be a lady.
roller coaster. It's a roller. Can't say the word. I can't
You
say
don't want me to be an annoying, strong, independent woman, then let me be a woman and you be the man.
Make the decisions and step forward. Mm-hmm. And that's like, it's the same thing. Even in a married life, it doesn't even matter being single or not single.
Right. No, it doesn't.
Just as a husband, we're still, even after you're married, you're still dating. Like, you just don't stop. Like, just say,
well,
hey,
it's still supposed
look,
to be in you're in a relationship.
So it doesn't stop in the scenarios both ways, whether you're single or married. Just say, hey, look, let's go out Tuesday night. This is what I want to do. Let's plan this. Just be ready by 7 and let's go do this.
Or if you are a social couple, when you do go and do things as a couple with other couples, include your partner. Don't segregate. Don't go all the wives here, all the husbands here, or vice versa, like all the girlfriends and boyfriends. Spend that time together because at the end of the night, I'm gonna want to go home and roll around in the sheets if we've spent the night together. If it's been separate, I promise you there's been man bashing and now I'm just aggravated with you and I'm going to go home and I'm going to put on my ugly pajamas and just don't touch me.
Exactly.
I mean, and I guess the same thing goes for dating too. I mean, if we're going to go out and socialize and you don't give me the attention that I should be getting, don't expect me to go home with you and put an exclamation point on the night.
Yeah. I mean, what kind of engagement would you expect on a one-on-one date that would end with that exclamation point?
I mean, obviously, chemistry has a lot to do with it, but we're gonna just skip chemistry. We're just gonna talk about people talking to each other. Be engaged. Be engaged. Don't ask me what my favorite color is. I'm not gonna ask you something like that. But I mean, we are older, and so there's nothing wrong with talking about. It's okay with talking about the fact that you have a past. It's not okay with you focusing on it or being negative about it.
Right.
But I mean, I'm going to tell you I'm divorced twice, and I'm going to laugh about it. And if you can't laugh about it too, these are the things that are going to lead me to which way is the night going to end.
So don't ask if you were an animal, what kind of animal would you be?
No, that better have naturally come about if that's the case. I've been single for 2 years, and I think I've been on a second date maybe twice.
Jesus. Out of your decision or just not me? I mean,
100% my decision.
what's the lack of engagement from these men? Like, what is it lack of chemistry or is it lack of an intellectual conversation? What is their
interest? Like, they're just not interested. I think it's laziness. I really do. Because I think that in their mind, it's like, oh, I would like that. That's nice. I don't think they're, because I get easily distracted. So I don't think they're distracted. I think they're just lazy. Like, they just don't want to put the effort out.
And does this fall into the category of when you're saying they're lazy, the 40-plus men?
Oh, and then it, like, multiplies. Because, I mean, you look, you're 26, 27, 28-year-old. They're still pretty lazy. But I cannot use the word lazy with them. They're the last thing. They're not lazy. They fight. Like, they're fight for you. They're like, I want to hang out. I want to hang out. I want to hang out. Yes, they are saying hang out. Come on. They are 25, 26, 27. Like, let's not be stupid here. But they are persistent and consistent in a energetic, fun way. Now, you have your 40-pluses that are persistent, but they're very persistent in this, like,
Oh, creepy.
cynical, like,
Yes.
you owe this to me. And why aren't you responding to me? Like, you should be responding to me. No.
Very disturbing. Let's get
It
a
is
restraining order type of way. I'm like, seriously, it's disturbing.
Oh, yeah. My TikTok for today will be the DMs. The DMs are fun. We should probably start doing one DM a show. Like, they're great. They're great.
We could also, that could fall under the EX-CAPADES.
I think it all would have to be bleeped, though.
Oh, absolutely. It's so disturbing. And then what they come out with, and then when they're like, let's be real, like, there's no hey, how you doing? It's let me see your tits.
No, one of them. No, my opening line today for the TikTok is, come sit on my face.
Yes.
There's no other text from this person. We are not even friends on social media.
Right.
And also that goes back to the laziness, because I'm pretty sure that, originally his thought was more intricate, and he decided that that's as much effort as I'm going to put out in that sentence, and then I'm going to copy and paste that and send it to every blonde-headed big booby girl that I see on Facebook.
It just takes 1 out of 100 that he gets a response from. And
Somebody is dumb enough to respond.
Somebody is dumb enough to respond to that.
Poor girl.
Daddy,
she and I should go to lunch together.
There's some issues internally with that one.
That one girl is messing it all up for us.
But she doesn't probably have titties as good as yours anyway, so he's...
Yeah, but you can prop them up. Everybody can make them look good. Everybody can prop. Anyway, yeah, that's my whole thing about the whole... I am completely unapologetic about my comment. I did mean it. I do stand by it. I do not mean it in a mean, negative, cynical way. I mean it in I have lived and I have learned. And if you want to prove me wrong, I am here for it, because that's the man I'm looking for.
It was definitely worth revisiting in that scenario, because it caused a huge uproar.
But I mean, I'm literally like, the comments are the proof. That's the proof is in the pudding.
Yeah, actions speak louder than words.
Haven't we had some marriage therapy?
Yeah.
We both have. Anyway, what else is going on? We're going to start doing this thing where we do, I would like to do the DM thing, which my people that are watching, if that's something that you think would be interesting, let me know. But we're going to do something called the EX-CAPADES. And we're not man bashing, but if anybody is familiar with the TikTok trend where the two best friends sit next to each other and they say, these are the things that my ex, and it doesn't have to always be the same ex, but that an ex of mine did that I continued to date him or love him after he did it. We're going to do one of those each episode. Because her and I both have really good juicies. Do you want to do it now?
Sure, we can start there. I mean, we've got about 10 minutes left.
Well, then you better get on it.
Oh, mine's intense, though. I mean, mine's intense. But I figure we start out with a full force one, if you want to. Okay. So this was my escapades of what the hell was I thinking, and why didn't I leave within 24 hours at this moment? You're laughing, but this is so...
I'm laughing because I know exactly what you're talking about.
It's so depressing, too, though. Like, so depressing.
Okay, tell your story. I'm sorry.
So, I mean, this one has a twofold almost, but I would, like, everybody knew I grew up in the Mormon church, and I was very heavy into the Mormon church, even within my marriage. But
are you wearing the garments?
No, I wasn't. I wasn't temple recommend, so I didn't wear the garments. So it's everybody knows so there was no magic underwear or whatever you want to call them. But at the time, my ex worked very many hours, so I was a stay-at-home mother at the time. So I decided for Mother's Day, a bunch of the women from church were going to a Saturday night dinner for Mother's Day. Mother's Day was Sunday, but they were going out because they were home Monday with their kids. So I was like, I'm going to get a babysitter and I'm going to go. And so I got a babysitter, and within the evening sometime I get a irrational call that I can't believe you left the kids home not by themselves, with a babysitter who was being paid over the age of 20. And I come home to my whole entire closet wiped out clean and in the bed of his truck, being prepared.
In his truck,
being prepared to be taken to the dump. Per his words. So this was, late in the dark, in the middle of the night, all because this was my consequence for leaving the house. And I spent all of my Mother's Day removing my clothes from the bed of the truck and hanging them back in the closet. And then the next day...
Were you able to reorganize, though?
Yes. But then there was
some positive in there.
Yeah, but then my repercussion for the next day was because my clothes were on the floor, and I didn't have enough time to finish the closet that day because it took me like a week.
And you had kids, yeah.
And my repercussion for the next day was that I was a filthy pig, sloth, and lazy because I was leaving my clothes all over the place.
Yeah.
So, red flag. times
I feel like
5,000,000.
I feel like there were probably some red flags before that
Oh,
one.
definitely. That's what I was saying. We're just going into an extreme here at this point.
Well,
like, this was my...
rolling off of your, just because you're sitting across from me, and this is my most favorite embarrassing story with you. Well, it's my first favorite, but I do have.
I was present for this one? Oh, no, go ahead. It's fine.
Yes, you were.
Oh, jeez.
Look, my brain just did it. See, I went like, where did that thought go? Yes, you were there. I not like I don't know how much I can say. Remember 2005,
I feel like I was 10, but I know I was probably...
the Texas Club.
Oh, yes.
I had a 5-month-old son. And you and I I didn't have any friends. I didn't ever get to go anywhere, do anything. And I shouldn't say I was choosing to live like that, but in hindsight, it was good. But you and I were going to go do something. A friend of yours was playing at the Texas Club, and we went to go watch. You came to my house and picked me up. We rode together, meaning my ex was fully aware of what we were doing, where we were going, and what was going on. My child, who was a itty bitty baby at the time, was very prepared for me to not be home. And I wasn't going to be that late. We were going to a concert. I mean, it wasn't going to be insanely late. So we go, we have a good time. It was a great time. And then as the concert ended, we went to hang out with your friend on their tour bus. And I have to say, it was already a not uncomfortable situation, but it wasn't your norm. It wasn't your normal situation. And there's a knock, clock, 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 on the tour bus door. Is there a Leah on the bus? That would be me. Your husband is looking for you. Excuse me? And so I walk off the bus. I still remember what I was wearing and everything. I walk off the bus, and he's standing on the other side of the security gate. Where have you been? What have you been doing? Left my 5-month-old baby in the front parking lot, alone, in the car, and acted as if I had just, ran away and snuck out. That was embarrassing, and at that point in time, I should have known I have stepped in something that is going to leave a smell. That was bad. That was probably one of the most embarrassing things that ever happened to me.
Not that it justifies it, thank God.
EX-CAPADES.
EX-CAPADES.
We're not as funny as the girls on TikTok, though, because they sit there, they read it, and they're like, and you did experience that with me, so you were there for that one.
I remember what I was wearing, too.
I remember my shoes and everything. I had a pink sweater on that had little pearl buttons, and I had these shoes that had a bow on them. Y'all, I was not dressed like a hoe at all. I was definitely dressed like a mom.
We were both very covered.
And I was 22 years old.
But also, it was wintertime. It was very freaking cold.
Yeah. But every time I go back to the Texas Club, that poster from 2005 is hanging in the green room. And every time I look at it, I'm like, damn, that was an embarrassing night.
All right, guys.
Standing on the other side of the gate. Where have you been?
Thanks for joining us for our EX-CAPADES in our first half of this episode. So, Unapologetic era. Thanks
we'll
for
come up with
joining
a
us.
tune to end it for y'all.
Do, 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 do.
Bye. F that.
Bye, Felicia.